in your future before your present. Say that with me, please. Invest in your future before your present. Friends, there are two types of money strategies in the world, only two. Only two. The first one, money strategy of the poor. Number two, money strategy of the rich. I will be able to determine with 90% accuracy whether you will become poor or whether you will become rich if you tell me your money strategy. Let me describe to you the first one, the money strategy of the poor. Are you ready? Here it is. Income minus expense equals tithes and investments. That is the money strategy of the poor. The moment you receive your salary, what do? You spend, you pay your bills, pay, and then at the end, whatever is left, everybody say, whatever is left, you tithe and you invest. Is there something left? Say, no more. Usually, no more. That is the money strategy of the poor. You got me? What is the money strategy of the rich? The money strategy of the rich is this. Income minus tithes and investments equals expense. That's it. That's it. I'm going to ask you this question. What is your money strategy right now? Be honest. Oh, be honest. Can you just tap someone on the shoulder and say, what's your money strategy? Is it income minus expense equals? If your money strategy that you are using now is income minus expense equals tithes and investments, be very afraid. Be very afraid. You will grow old poor. Trust me. There was this guy, I knew him. He was the president of a huge company. Back then, years ago, he was already earning 200,000 pesos a month. I mean, right now, 200,000 may not be nothing, but during that time, 200,000 was humongous every single month. He was a president of a company. He had nice cars. He had country club shares. He was traveling around the world, and then he retired. Today, he is living such a different lifestyle. No more fancy cars, no more country club shares. You know what? He depends on his kids to put food on his table and to buy medicines for him. I was shocked when I heard it. I said, what? I know that guy. He was president of what? And yeah, that's what happened. You know why? Ask me why? Because he was using the money strategy of the poor. Even if he was earning a lot, it was always income, expense, and then whatever was left, invest and tithe. Doesn't work. Everybody say it doesn't work. You've got to learn how to use the money strategy of the rich. Yes? You know, when you do that, you become rich. But you also receive two fantastic bonuses. Are you ready for this? If you use the money strategy of the rich, income minus what? Tithes and investments equals expenses. Something happens. Two things. Number one, first bonus, no more budgeting. Yee-hee! It's true. I am a financial coach. Am I right? I give financial seminars. Yes? I write financial books. Yes? I don't budget. I don't. I tried. I compare it to going to a dental clinic and having a root canal without anesthesia. How many of you don't like budgeting? Raise your hand. I've got some classmates here. You know, it's boring. It's tedious. How many of you know, friends? But then I realized something. Even if I wasn't budgeting all these years, I was still getting richer. You know why? Ask me why. I really was budgeting. Wait, Bobo. You said you don't budget and now you're telling me, but yes, I realized I was budgeting, but it was a very simple budget. You know what my budget is? Ask me what? 10%, 20%, 70%. That is a budget. 10%, 20%, 70%. 10% to God, 20%. You see, 20%, 10% to God, 20% investment. What is left is 70%. I live within that. Don't need to budget. Just live within that. You got me? No. Second benefit, second bonus. Are you ready? No more fighting with a wife. During the first year of our marriage, we used to fight about money. Statistics say, surveys say that 50% of all marital conflicts are about money. My wife and I, we used to fight about money. When? Every time I ask this question, did you really have to buy that? Boom! World War III. What did you say? Nothing. I was just asking, did you really have to buy that? Boom, boom. Why? Because I earn, I give the money to her, and, will there be something left? Will there be something left for the future? Oh, no. Now, I earn my money, okay? And then my wife and I, we decide to tithe. And then my wife and I, we decide to invest. And then the 70%, sweetheart, do what you want to do with the 70%. No more fights. No more fights. You got me? That's the key. That's the key. First rule to enjoy the wealth of God, His way. Invest in the future before the present. Tell someone beside you, invest in the future before the present. Here's rule number 2. Are you ready for rule number 2? Enjoy the simple before the complex. Say that with me, please. One day I was walking in a mall and I saw this handbag. And I looked at the price tag and this is a mistake. This is a mistake. An extra zero there or 2 extra zeros. And I said, sweetheart, I called my wife, I think this price tag is a mistake, right? It says here 250,000 pesos. My wife shrugged her shoulders and said, yeah, that's right. What? They're selling this for 250,000 pesos? And my wife said, yeah. In fact, it's not the most expensive bag. Expensive bags are between 1 million to 3 million pesos. I said, wow. I went home. I Googled most expensive bag. You know what? She was right. In fact, 3 million pesos was cheap. You know what is the most expensive bag in the world? I'll show it to you. Look at the screen. Husbands, I want you to look at the bag. Just in case, you're thinking of a gift for your wife. And wives, here is the bag. The most expensive bag in the world is $168 million. Here's my point. Ask me, what's the point? Louder, what's the point? If you will not simplify, if you will not love the simple life, if you will not enjoy the simple before the complex, you will find a way to spend your money. You will. You will find something to buy. You've got to make a decision to simplify now. Here's the thing. There are 2 lines of wealth. The blessings line, say blessings line, and then say spendings line. How many of you are being blessed by God? Raise your hand. How many of you can tell me that over the years, your salary has been increasing, every so often? Raise your hand. Your income, your commissions, your profits, raise your hand. Thank you. When your blessings are like this, going up, your spendings line should not go up as well. or else you will be Superman. Okay? Your spendings line should grow in a slower pace. Am I making sense? This is your income, and it's, growing, especially if you follow talk number 1, make 100%, maximize. It's growing. It's growing. The rule is to grow your spendings line at a slower pace. Am I making sense? Not like this, like this. Yes? Can you do that for me, please? Okay, thank you. Like this, like this, like this. Okay, okay. And then tell someone beside you, I'll be like this. Not like this, like this. Okay? You know what happened? I'm here. I'm here. You know what happened to me? I now spend 10% of my income for my daily expenses. I have this whole thing for tithes and investments. I don't follow the 10, 20, 70 anymore. Because I've been doing it for so long. I now live on 10%. I now tithe and invest 90% of my income. Tell someone beside you, I will be like that one day. Am I making sense? I read something terrible yesterday. Do you know kids love to be NBA players, right? Why? Because, they're famous and they're great and they earn a lot of money. Did you know that 60% of former NBA players, just 5 years after retirement, become bankrupt? Do you know the NFL, National Football League? 80% of former NFL players, just 2 years after retirement, become bankrupt. They earn a lot, but they spend a lot. At the end of the day, it's gone. Scottie Pippen, you know the guy? Partner of Michael Jordan in Chicago Bulls. He earned $125 million in his basketball career. Today, he's bankrupt. Evander Holyfield, you know the guy? The boxer? He earned $250 million in his career. Today, he's bankrupt. Do you know Mike Tyson, the other basketball player? Boxing champion. He earned $400 million. You know how much is that in pesos? 17 billion pesos. Today, he's bankrupt. Because of this. You got me? One more time. Say this to someone beside you. I'm not going to be like this. I'm going to be like this. Amen? Simplify. Simplify. I'll give you an example from my life. 8 years ago, I wanted to buy a widescreen TV. I want a big one, Wanted really nice. 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I was already earning good money from my little businesses. Not too big, but okay. And I did not buy. Because of this. I said no. 7 years ago, I was earning more money. And I still did not buy. 6 years ago, I could have bought it. I did not. 5 years ago, I did not. 4 years ago, I did not. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year, I still did not buy my widescreen TV. Last month, I did. 35,000 pesos only. Cheaper brand, cheaper version, But here's my point. In the past 8 years, wanting to buy, decided not to, and then I visit other homes. Bakit sila meron? Why do they have those TVs? And then I look in there, but then I ask, they don't have investments. Zero investments, and they have a widescreen TV. I look in the garage, they have an SUV, nice, wonderful, big car, but they do not have investments. They're like this. A day will come, it's gone. Don't do that. You got what I'm saying? You delay gratification. Everybody say, delay gratification. Rule number 1, invest in the future before the present. Number 2, enjoy the simple before the complex. Number 3. Are you ready for this? Enjoy people before things. You've got to enjoy people before things. Can you stand up? I just wanna pray with you, but before that, I just wanna clarify your thinking. Brother Bo, to simplify and all that. Are you telling us to be misers? No. I don't want you to be a miser. I'm not a miser. I enjoy my life. I spend money, but I spend it in the right way. You don't want to be like Hetty Green. She was the richest woman in the world in 1916. She was earning $200 million back then. You adjust it to today's figures, that's $4 billion. She was the richest woman in the world, but she was a miser. She would wear the same dress, same black dress, every day until it gets worn out. She would wear the same undergarments. Ugh. She was such a miser that she would tell her laundry woman, wash my clothes only in the dirty parts. They're in the hemline, to save on soap. She was such a miser that when her son broke her leg, she brought him to a charity clinic. You don't want to be like that, right? I want you to spend your money, but I want you to invest not in things, but in people. To invest not in stuff, but in relationships. You know what? I don't have a fancy watch. I don't